Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. There's another paid request, this time for Lucas. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos or topics, reactions, reviews, re-reviews, commentaries, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or on my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And in this video, Lucas wanted me to do a commentary on a 2003 Ninja Turtles episode called The Way of Invisibility, which I appreciate Lucas for the request. No, I will not show the episode because I'm not Pokebane. If you don't know who that is, good, you're lucky. If you do know, I apologize. But if you ever find a way to see this, you can follow along. I will count down 3, 2, 1, pressing play. Here we have the first image of Raphael tied to a chair while a character created for this show, Hun, is ready to gang rape him. No, that'd be like, surprised Michael Bay didn't do that. Well, I guess philosophically he did to the characters, but yeah, this is part of the first season of the 2003 cartoon, and this is him under interrogation. Nice lighting here. A lot of these episodes start off with sort of a piece that you would see in the future that would go to the intro. Okay, this version I have doesn't have the intro, thankfully, because I hate the music in the intro. It just cuts to Hun is talking to the Shredder. There's Baxter Stockman missing an eye. And something you would see throughout this show is Baxter Stockman, each time he would get punished, the next time we see him, he would be missing a body part. So in this case, he's missing an eye. That's why he's got the eye patch. In another, something else would be gone, or he'd be even more damaged, even more wounded, even more scarred up, or it led to him being a damn brain in a jar. And it's subconsciously showing the damage he's been inflicted, but because it's a kid's cartoon, you can't show it, so. But I get people understanding when you watch it in order, you just see how Baxter Stockman gets not decomposed, but more and more just completely damaged. And yeah, ignore my neighbor's roosters as I do. So here we have the turtles now on these balancing beams. And of course, thankfully, this is a lesson being taught that they have to utilize later. Which that happens a lot, doesn't it? The one lesson you're taught, thankfully, 20, 30 minutes later, show-wise, is what you have to utilize against the bad guy. Do you imagine, like, you have, like, a training session, and then damn, that had nothing to do with how we defeat the bad guy at the end. But at least Splinter's not being a dickhead like he was in the Michael Bay produced movies. And the Michael Bay produced films, you might as well say Splinter was an abusive father. Like, seriously. But here, he's definitely much more of a loving father. And we have Casey Jones. He's a fairly new character on the show at this point. Previously, you had the Meet Casey Jones episode. And I think this is the first time Splinter has seen Casey Jones. Dante was ready to call Casey a nutcase. He's the nutcase. I mean, the guy we told you about. And they did a nice job with Splinter, like his face, like filled with the sorrow. But yeah, they did a good job with the Casey Jones character in the show. Like I've said before, Casey Jones, for I understand Kevin Eastman people later said, at least Kevin Eastman said an inspiration for Casey Jones was Jack Burton from Big Trouble in Little China. And the 1990 movie and this show definitely captures that feel for the Casey Jones character. And I've said before, like, the way I got into the show was I had heard they were making a show. I'm like, wow, they're making a new cartoon, cool. I had just gotten back into Ninja Turtles because I've been out of it. Because it was a dead franchise for quite a few years. Like 5 years or so, other than that Nextmutation live action show. But other than that, there was really nothing being done. Power Rangers were the new fad. But then, new comic books were being made. And then this show became into prominency on 4Kids TV. And I remember at first had a VCR and would tape it from cable. It was on a VHS tape. And then finally they were releasing like 3 episodes per DVD. And I bought each one of them because I was become a big fan of what I was seeing. Because I liked how this was much more of an action show. And it was a little bit more serious compared to the original cartoon. So I definitely appreciated that. Casey just comes in like he owns the place. But it seems like maybe Casey Jones was like a lonely guy and he finally found a family, brothers to hang out with, so to speak. Like I said, this big guy, Hun, he was specifically created for the show. Kind of like how Tatsu was created for the 1990 movie. And this is the first introduction of the tech ninjas, the ones that are a little bit more advanced than the regular Foot Clan, and they have this invisibility, this cloaking device that, of course, Baxter Stockman made. And like I said, this is another episode of the first season. I mean, it's not a favorite episode. There's other episodes like Meet Casey Jones and the first one and others that are better. But this is a decent one. But it's not like, if you ask me what are my top 5 favorite episodes, I don't think this would be in it. But yeah, I don't think it's bad either. And Hun deals with another gang called the Purple Dragon. He's pretty much the leader. That's why he's got on his left arm the tattoo of a purple dragon. Casey just stealing all the fucking pizza. Yeah, because you kicked it. And that name calling is kind of like a callback, not exactly, but kind of a callback to the 1990 movie where Casey and Donatello. It's just they didn't go in order A, B, C, D, but that sort of insult back and forth, one word. Again, I love this show. The one drawback for me is the music, because I think the music is the one big reminder that it's still a kid's show. Because like, if this had music akin to Batman, the animated series, as in that high quality music, I think it would have been a big step up. I'm not saying to steal the music from Batman, but I get that type of quality. I think, or even X-Men, that cartoon had great music. And on a superficial, it was just great to see Raphael kick ass, just fight, kick ass, he'd take names. Even when, okay, because of a plot, there's gotta be a point guy get knocked out or caught. there's still moments for him to shine. Still moments of it didn't treat him like a complete utter joke like future iterations. But yeah, he gets knocked out, caught. That happens with everybody. You can't have someone do perfect. Batman, that's happened to on the animated series. But it's just, at least, like in the 2012 cartoon, it got to a point where every time Raphael had a solo episode, it was, he screwed everything up, he made things worse, he's got to fix his own mistake. That's like every solo episode in the 2012 cartoon that was Raphael centered. And it just felt completely useless after a point. The new cartoon that lasted only 2 seasons, that's how good it was, he was the leader, but then he was such a sucky leader that at the end Splinter's like, actually, let Leo be the leader. Why not? And like I said, there's some nice little details with the animation, like you saw the black and red there with the weapons going up. Earlier you saw the foot tech has a little bit of reflection in its eye. You see the other villains walk up. Now, the gist of this is that you think Raphael escapes, but it's to lead him to others. So it kind of tastes like, oh man, I would like that Raphael did escape on his own, but it's still some nice moments like Raphael saying, "Yo mama." Like, kiss my ass. I also like that they brought back the Brooklyn type of voice for this character, which was first introduced in the 1990 movie and carried over in the other 2 live-action films. So again, I'm glad they brought that back to this version of the show. It's that the New York Brooklyn type of guy. Like I said, I thought the voices on all the turtles worked well. Like Donatello was a good voice fit and all that. And like I said, this lasted about start 2003 and it was really like around 2009 when it got bought by Nickelodeon. Because Peter Laird sold it. He didn't want to deal with it anymore, and now Nickelodeon owns it. Casey just breaking all the shit. You break, you buy. You break, you buy. When Hun said who you work for, he should have said Batman. Like Dolph Lundgren's the Punisher. Who's your boss? Batman. Yeah, you suck. And actually, in Turtles Forever, Raphael was kind of the reason why Hun got turned into a mutant himself. And I actually think that would have, if that wasn't the last bit, that would have been a fun episode with Hun as his turtle. And maybe he would become Slash. And then has a grudge against Raphael and wants to hunt Raphael down specifically. That would have been a cool movie. Why not make that a movie? I mean, they do all these other like Batman animated films. I would see that. A 2003 animated movie, like animated movie based on this, where Hun, because he was turned this mutant and he's makes him go crazy, and he calls himself Slash. Maybe because he got a slash on his face or something. He's got slashes on his face already, Hun. So maybe that kept with the mutation. Who slashed you? Oh, Slash, that's a good name. And then he's specifically hunting Raphael down. And it's like a, you know, hunting movie or something. Slash gets all these people, and the only one to hunt Raphael and Raphael alone. And Raph's like, I gotta go by myself because I don't want my family caught in the crossfire. And I don't know, it could create a cool movie if done right. Hey, what do I know? I wish I knew how to animate, but I can't. I can barely write, let alone draw stick figures, let alone animate. And of course, when you have genius like Donatello, you always come up with these neat gadgets. Yeah, I think they did a nice job with the sense of humor Casey has. And it's a very well animated show, too. Like the color scheme. Like I said, my big drawback is the music, because if there's one thing that tells the most it's a kid show, is the music. And what was that, 8 of them? There you go. You know, you could tell Raph and tell him by what you're being followed. Yeah, about 8 of them. Okay, you don't stop watching your brother get beaten up, or you don't do something. No, just stand there. Just stand there some more. I gotta wonder if that was an ode to 1990 as well, where Casey Jones had a golf club and said 4. Only instead of knocking Tatsu out, he would knock some mud onto them. But like Raphael got his little moment there, and there's Leo's moment there. Like each Turtle's kind of get their moment. There's Donatello there. There's 2 more. I mean, would you die from that world? I guess maybe you could drown. But like, where does that lead to? Is that like the Wizard of Oz? It leads to, or at least to Never Neverland and Hook or something? Like, where does that lead to? There you go. That's pretty strong to swing up with one arm. Damn. There, now it's an even fight. Keep the shit out of him. Yeah, prefer cash. Man, I can't believe it's already over. See, this went by real quick. Damn. So I did not a bad episode. It's not one of the best. I like the little moments with Raphael, the foot tech, the invisible ninjas. Interesting idea. Like I said, anytime you see Basher stop him, he pretty much has another wound with each failure he has. Shredder is an intimidating villain. He's definitely a villain that you're. He's not a goofball like the '80s cartoon. I mean, he is a villainous, scary character, and nice camera angles they utilize in the show. Like Shredder felt like a real honest to goodness threat. And these like building blocks, like you build up the foot tech ninjas, they'll be utilized throughout the show. You build up other little attributes. And that's the thing with the show is that when you watch a full season, it feels like it is a gradual story being built up. Like this here are, you find out later, these are the Utroms, which is a reference to the comic book, where they're aliens inside the stomach, and they're allies, and there's a backstory to them, and there's an actual overlong story being told. That again, if you watch it all the way through, you get a little bit of a richer, grander story. It's not just individual episodes like a lot of the 80s cartoon. A lot of cartoons back in the day, there was like an ongoing story arc. And that's another thing I appreciate about the show. But yeah, it's always nice to see this show again, so I appreciate Lucas for that. Thank you guys for watching. I know I didn't show the episode, some people get mad about that, but again, it's like, again, I'm not going to get in trouble and get the video blocked. Which is ironic because this company doesn't do anything with this show at all. They don't put it on. Make a blue. I mean, I have a Blu-ray set because someone was kind enough to make it unofficially. But like, come on, give these characters, the people who made the show, give them the respect they deserve. Release a full set so people can watch it. Not just it's Nickelodeon, they don't care. So it's bull BS. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.